blank Google slide while I hit present, and I'll share my screen and we'll just go ahead and get started. So we're moving into a project. My vision is, just a second, let's do my entire screen. I'm going to have, Zach, if you could activate your mic and just let me know that you can hear me and you can see my, yeah, I can see it loading. It's good to go, right, Zach? Hello? Oh, there, that should be better. Now you should be able to hear me. Sorry, I had to take a wire out. That's why I always check. So now you can hear me, right? Hello? We're laughing at you, Zach, but can you hear me? Oh, and he's gone. Type in the chat. I just want to make sure I unhook the right wire. I need to know that you guys can hear me. Well, my dots are moving, so I'm going to assume they can. All right, guys. So, AB distance learners who didn't make it here today, this is the BC class, but that's okay. We're kind of working on the same project. So our end game is going to be, you'll be assigned one of the calculus topics. I'm going to stick with AB first. I think for you guys, the BC class, if you want to do a purple one for extra credit, that's fine. But I'd rather get a lot of one of them done versus bits and pieces. So you'll be assigned an AB topic, but if you need or want some extra, you can pick a purple one. All right. You can work in a group if you would like, or with a partner. You'll just need to let me know on Wednesday, because that's when the media guy's coming in and he's going to show you how to do the collaboration part. If you do, you'll be assigned either a large topic or multiple in a row. Like I might say, okay, if you four girls are working together, I'm going to give you guys graph analysis, and you're going to discuss, you're going to do, extrema and concavity and that kind of stuff. If you're working on your own, I might say you're the equation of the tangent line. So you just get one thing. The group thing might be kind of nice so that if you have questions, you have each other, but we'll figure out groups later. So today, what you're going to be doing is with that topic, you're going to make an animated Google slide. Okay, once you're done with that, you are going to narrate it using the Screencastify. That only gives you 5 minutes of narration, but that's okay because WeVideo allows you to splice them together. All right, so if yours is 12 minutes, you'll just be putting 3 video MP4s in together, and it transitions seamlessly as long as you know how to cut and stuff, which I'll show you how to do that. So it starts off in Google Slides, then it gets narrated. It'll turn it into an MP4. The MP4 will go into WeVideo, and that's where you'll start adding like an intro and some sound and stuff like that. We're going to be mainly just practicing this week because your first run through is always kind of rough. So we're going to work on Google Slides today. Our end game today, distance learners, if you're wondering, what do I need to turn in? We're doing this kind of day by day because I need to see how long it takes you. So first hour, it was reasonable to say by tomorrow I want the title slide done because they've already done it. They did it like during their work time, a lot of them. So I think today that's what I want you to turn in is a title slide, and you're going to put it on this share board when you're done with it. All right. And then we'll just kind of go from there. Tomorrow, we're going to move into, I'm going to give you an algebra topic, and you're going to kind of go through the whole process with it. So you're going to do the animated Google Slides, maybe on how to simplify square roots. You're going to narrate it. We're going to go to WeVideo. That'll kind of be the rest of this week, is just working in it in a non-calculus topic, just to get good at the flow of it. And then next week, we'll move into your calculus topic, and then it's pretty much just going to be work time because you should be familiar with the program. So I'll kind of see when people start wrapping theirs up. I don't intend it to be done outside of class unless you're making it really cool. Some people kind of get hooked on this stuff. Like, I know I do. I'm like, how do I make this thing move like that? Or how do I make this actually revolve around the axis so people can see it? And I Google, and then I watch YouTube videos. And so I get really into computer stuff. But if you don't, it doesn't have to be that fancy. All right, so today, our task is going to be to make a title slide for your final project, but you don't know your topic, so you're just going to kind of leave a space for that. We're going to just practice right now in a blank Google Doc. So everybody, both in class and those of you distance learners, we are just going to go in here, and we are going to open. By the way, we're going to call this calculus student to student, and I want it to be a place where not only my students, but anybody can go where they've already had a lesson, but do you ever be like, I just need like the guts of how to revolve something around the x-axis? It'll be like a 3D animated. They can't find much of that in math because math type is hard to do. So it's just, it'll be really cool when it's done, I think. We'll kind of make like a YouTube playlist. I can use it next year. I'm really looking forward to it. But we're going to go to a new slides. And you shouldn't have any homework. Like I said, if it's like people aren't wrapping it up next Thursday, I'll give you Friday as well or something like that. All right, so no due date yet because it's my first time doing this. I don't know how long it'll take for you guys to get used to all the software and the creativity that you can do if you choose. If you're not creative, just meet the bare minimum, I guess, and I can jack yours up if I want to use it. All right, so let's go new blank slide. And I'm sorry, this is kind of running slow because I have the recorder on. So that's going to be kind of a bummer. I'm hoping once I'm in, it won't go slow. Otherwise, I might have to stop recording and just do it after school. But I'm going to see if once I'm in. All right, so go ahead and just title yours, title slide, maybe with your name on it. So go click in the top left corner. You're just going to play around on it, and then we'll delete a slide, delete what you don't want. But we're going to go play on it for a little bit. I might have to get out of this recording because my computer, let me see if there's some windows I can shut here. I'm going to shut Smart Notebook and see if that helps speed things up a little bit for me. Otherwise, I might have to talk you distance learners through it another way. I don't think it likes me running all this stuff. All right. Is your guys' super slow too? Is it just me? It's just me? All right. Well, I think maybe once I get started, once Google loads, I should be good. So just title slide, whatever, type it in. Now, to start with a blank slide, you can either choose blank slide or just encapsulate all this crud and hit delete, whatever you would prefer to do. So I'm just going to get all that stuff off. So if you just, it'll go. It's just my computer. Sorry. So we're going to go talk about backgrounds first. So on your title slide, it's sometimes nice to have a fun background. You can go look at a couple if you go back to the main slides where it says slide share. Some people in first hour have already kind of started to share their first ones. But so when we go in and we do, let's do insert. And if you choose background, where is it? Nope, nope, nope. Oh, change background. If you go click on that, there's a couple options here. This is where you change the color, but maybe have something fun on your title slide. A couple people made it look professional. They had a really solid color and then like a banner or whatever. But you can also do choose image if you want to, and you can actually choose Google image search, and some of them were making it look like a room. And like they were making like a room and a classroom and writing on a chalkboard. So suppose if you want your whole background to be a chalkboard, you can enter chalkboard. If you want like floor and ceiling, sometimes you can get a 3D room. Oh, ceiling, if you want to do a Bitmoji, you can do that. You don't have to, but if you want to go find a fun background, go do that right now, whatever you want to pick. I think you might want to do floor meets ceiling. Let's try floor. Now let's do walls and ceiling, same color, walls and floor background. You guys just go play, find one. I'm going to choose, and you can Google, they found some fun ones last year. I'm just going to choose, you can do a classroom too, like if you do classroom background. No, when it's done, I want it to look kind of professional or cute. Like somebody first hour said, I'd like my stuff to be minimalist. I said, that's fine, do a plain black background. As long as it's good when it's done. I'm just going to choose this one and hit insert. But go, and if you decide you want to change it, it's just as easy as changing your background. All right, so go play, find a background. If you want to do a classroom, a chalkboard, calculus, whatever. Find one for now, and if you want to change it later, that's okay. But that's how you do the background. You just do slides, change background, throw it in there. This is going to be a title slide. So what I want you to do next after you have a background is On the very bottom left, and I didn't tell first hour this, but I am going to because somebody put it on theirs and I liked it. I want you to put a little text box, and that's again this one with the T. You probably know that, but I always have my text at least 24 or bigger when I do presentations. Put a color that'll stand out and doesn't clash with the other colors. I think I'm going to do just white. The default is Arial. I like Handley, I like permanent marker, whatever. Pick a fun font, you can always change it. And what I want you to write down there is student to student. That's kind of what I'm going to name it. Is the only stuff that's really out there is like Khan Academy, there's a Patrick JMT, but a lot of that is just people writing on a blackboard. Like, it's not cool. And so there's kind of a need for this. We're going to call it student to student. And then if you could put your initials on there. I don't think I want your full names in case I do publish to YouTube, but I want you to have credit. So I kind of, all right, and so I'm going to put SL. So we'll do that for now, and then I'll decide what's legal or not depending on how I share it. Does that make sense? That's why I don't want actual pictures of you yet. With the Wii video, I do have a green screen, so if you actually kind of wanted to be, like, you could borrow it. I'm just not sure if I can publish that yet. So for now, we'll just do initials so nobody knows how to find you in case they think you're cute. All right? So, so just go do that for now. Then what I want you to do also with your text box is in the top, and you're just going to write the word topic, and we'll eventually fill it in. And it might say related rates, or it might say tangent line approximation, or area. This is just a title slide. That's it. Okay, we'll go talk about how to do the math and stuff later. So again, and any questions, just ask me. Distance learners, I need someone to chime in that you can hear me and I'm not going too fast and you're good to go. Anyone is fine because I can't see you guys. I'm going to call specifically on, let's say, Mason. Can you guys hear me still? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay, good. Oh, I just went back to the meet because I was like, oh, I wonder if they can't hear me. All right, so go ahead and just write title on the top, and we'll eventually fill that in. Now what I want to do is, just because your task is going to be to fill this in, like make it cool. You might want to look at a couple that have been done before. If you have a Bitmoji, put that on there. They look kind of cool. I'm going to go back to my project just to show you what else I want to show you how to do. Transitions between slides. All right, I'm going to show you that. And then the biggest one for the math is this animations. And so we're going to work right now just doing a little math on here that you're eventually just going to delete. Okay, so, and I personally don't like the background I chose, so I'm going to actually go change it so you can see what I'm doing a little better. So just let me change this background. I think I'm just going to go to all black right now so you guys can see it. All right, so the next thing I kind of want to do is talk about transitions. So do slide and just do duplicate slides. So you have 2 of them, and I think we'll delete the second one when we're done. So just duplicate. So under slide, duplicate slide. We'll play on this second one, and then in your work time, you'll go finish the first one up, and then we'll delete the second one. Do you see like what we're doing? All right, so on here, what I first want you to do is choose a transition. So you can see in the top toolbar here next to theme, it says transition. Right now, it defaults to none. So when you do your slides, eventually, when there's quite a bit of math, it looks more professional when it's showing. If you have some sort of if you want to see what it looks like, hit play. And you can see that one was gallery. I like the gallery and I like the cubing one. But go ahead and pick a transition for now. We're eventually going to delete the second slide, so it doesn't matter. But that's how you go, like a cool transition from one side to another. Any questions on that? This should all kind of be new. I mean, you should have done this stuff before, haven't you? All right, so now with the animation part of it, what I want you to do is, there's a couple ways you can do math type. So let's go do this. Let's go back to, I'm going to hit stop down here. Whenever you change your stuff, you have to hit stop. But let's go split our screen here just with a line. I'm going to show you a couple ways to work with the math type. And mine's, I think, going in black right now, but I'll change it. So just a sec. Oh, went in red. So go split your screen with just a straight line. There it is. And then maybe just to practice, you maybe want it bright pink. And again, we're just playing around here. And maybe I want it super thick, whatever. Now, suppose you're going to give math steps and you want a chalkboard on one side with the steps and then maybe the math over here. Go to Insert, go to image, but do search the web. And that way too, like if you're doing an FRQ and it's the potato problem, you can actually get a potato and put it on the screen. So just go search the web. I'm going to just do, maybe I want mine on a whiteboard. Whiteboard. Doesn't really matter. All right. And by the way, if you're making like a classroom, you can Google desk, you can Google window, you can put a window on your screen, you can Google calculus stuff, you can throw anything on there. I'm just going to grab this whiteboard just for the heck of it and insert it. But insert something just on one side, just so you kind of, and I know mine looks really crappy. I'm just showing you little things on here. So suppose on the whiteboard you are going to write the steps for finding the equation of a tangent line, and then maybe on this side you're going to animate it or something. To do the math type, there's a couple options. All right, it gets a little tricky. If you want to just choose a font of your choice, so suppose I'm going to type on here, so I'm going to go do a text box on my screen. Sorry, my mouse is being, my touch screen is being a little goofy here. Oh, dang it. Get her back. Sorry, I have a lag and I'm trying to anticipate it and it's not working so well. All right, so suppose I just wanted to type some math on here. Calculus has some issues because of the integrals and the derivatives and the limits and all that stuff. So you have a couple options. You can either just do it, like suppose you were going to take the integral of, let's just say f of x, whoopsie, f of x dx. Suppose you're just going to do that and you're like, well, I need an integral symbol. Sometimes if you do it nice enough, if you choose here under the scribble, okay, so if you go to this where the line tools are, sometimes that's just enough and you can just sort of make a nice one better than that, but then copy it and use it later. Or, you know what I mean, make a really nice one. That's an option. That's actually what I do for square roots. I usually will just grab the squiggle and the scribble at the bottom, and I'll just make a really nice square root symbol, and then I'll copy it and I'll just keep using it. Now the next thing is, if you want it to look kind of more professional, open a Google Doc. All right, so we're going to go to a Google Doc and I'm going to show you where the math type is in there and how to use it, and then you can copy, paste, or screenshot. And then I'm going to give you super professional option number 3. So when you're doing your math, everybody go open a Google Doc. Hopefully mine doesn't take forever. All right. And then I'm going to let you go play in a little bit. I just want to show you also how to animate so that I can just set you free on tomorrow to just do some algebra stuff on here. So when you go into your Google Doc, under the insert, there's the option to do equation. So, and again, mine's being kind of slow, but it gives you guys time at home, I think. So go open a blank Google Doc. Come on, the Roots computer. There we go. And under insert, there's an equation option and it has almost everything you need. The only thing I can't find in here how to do is like matrices, but we didn't use those at all, so it's not a big deal. You can also use Word if you're more comfortable with that, but under insert equation, it does it default super small, but once you type it, you can obviously enlarge it. It gives you all your stuff will be in this toolbar that you can do. So here's your like pi and your alphas and your betas and your thetas. Here's all your operations and your infinity symbol. This is all your operators or connectors. This is the one that has all the stuff in it. So like if you're doing something from the limit chapter, or if you're doing the integral chapter, if you want to take a root, or if you want to do a fraction. So let's all go do a limit. So go grab the limit, and let's say x goes from, approaches 2, okay? And then you need to arrow over to get it out from underneath there. But now suppose you wanted to do a fraction, like you're going to do L'Hopital, maybe you get assigned L'Hopital's rule, right? So you go over here, just choose your fraction, type what's on top, x minus 2, arrow over, type what's on bottom. And the math type is nice because the caret key actually does do the superscript. So I'm going to make that bigger in just a second. All right, now if I select it all and I can make it as big as I want, I meant to do an x squared minus 4 to factor, cancel, or whatever, but that's an option for math type. Once you get good at it, it's pretty straightforward. To get this onto your other, you can copy, paste, or you can screenshot. So I'm going to screenshot that and go throw it on my whiteboard. Yes. Fraction was under this main option right here with the root, and it's the a over b. Okay. So if I did new equation and I wanted to do another fraction, it's this very first one where it says a over b. And you can play with that later when we start doing the math. Because I'm going to assign you each an algebra topic for the next chapter in exponential algebra, so at least we can use them. And that's on simplifying square roots, rationalizing the denominator. So that's you're going to practice in math type later. For now, I'm just showing you where it is. So if I screenshot that, I would probably make sure it didn't have the blue stuff on there. But let's go back. And you can also then just insert. If you're going to screenshot, I'd have a white background, because otherwise I think it looks not very professional. But I'll just upload it. Bing. Boom. And then maybe you're going to discuss how to, I mean, mine looks like crap right now, but you get it, right? So now how do you animate? So like, how would I get stuff to fly in? Because that's actually what I want you to do. I want you to have things like, if you say, well, first we need to plug the constant in. I want that constant to come flying in and replace the variable. You know what I mean? I want it to be very animated. That's all under this animation button. It's either on the top toolbar or it's under add animation. It depends kind of on what window you're in. So if you click on this animate, it's going to give you an option of how you want that to come in. I always do on click so that when I'm narrating, I can click as I say stuff. I'll say, you know, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root, and I click while they fly in. So suppose I want it to fly in from the left. I just click that, and then it's flying in on the click. All right, so watch when I play now. You won't see that limit thing there. You just saw but the minute I hit my space bar, it came flying in from the left. Okay, and you can have it fly out too. So once you don't, but you'll play with that later. I'm just showing you where it is. Third option for math type is called Latex. That's actually math code for math type. Computer science people, you would pick up on that very quickly because you've seen code. Does that make sense? So some of you had comp sci last year. No, couple. You did, Kath. You might pick up on the Latex pretty fast, which is nice because it's just kind of code and it comes in. And I'm not very good at Latex, but it's supposed to be really good for math type. All right. So that's how to animate stuff. I'm going to go back to the original thing. So we talked about how to get a background in, your toolbar up at the top for all your fonts and all that stuff, how to transition between slides, how to animate, how to bring images in. So let's go back over here. Let's all pretend that you got assigned the baby bird problem, okay? And you want a bird to fly in. Go see if you know how to do that, okay? Go just practice. I want you to pretend you got the baby bird FRQ from 2016, and I want you to go find a baby bird just to kind of jazz up your slides, and you're going to insert it. You don't do upload from the computer, you search the web. Find a cute baby bird, put it on your screen, and then see if you can get it to fly in from the left and out to the right. And if you want it to be a cute bird, do cartoon bird. You can find any image you want. Like somebody in first hour chose kind of a cool 3D room, and I said, it'd be cool if you had like Leibniz on one side and Newton on the other. Like the father's a calculus, and so we just found pictures. But where's a cute bird? It's two birds. Did you get it to fly in? I'm just going to insert this ugly one here. I chose the actual ugliest bird on the whole web. All right. But if I want to animate that, I just hit add animation. I don't want him to fade in. I'm going to have mine fly in from the right. And then right after that, I'm going to add another animation of having it fly out to the left. All right. If I hit play, here comes my screen. That's going to fly in, but there's my bird. There's my bird. All right. Do you get how to animate? But you're going to have numbers flying in, and I like to highlight. So I have like highlight boxes that fade in when I'm talking about something. I'll say, you know, you got to focus on the slope, and I'll have the slope have like become a yellow background so it stands out. That's all in animations, just fade in, fade out. It's actually great for formulas. So if any of you guys are in a formula one, like maybe parametric arc length, and you can say you got to do 1 plus dy dx squared. You get that from here. You can go highlight it. You'll be practicing that later. All right, so back. What do I want you to do today? I want you to go back to your slides. I want you to delete this second one that we were playing on. So just do slide. You have to highlight it first. So slide, delete slide. Get rid of your bird. Go back to your main one. And I want you to make a title slide. If you want to put a Bitmoji in there, there's directions for how to do that. That makes them look, I don't think I want your actual faces yet. But I'm totally fine if you put like a Bitmoji, and I'll show you mine from, I think it was from last year or the year before. When we first went distance learning at the beginning of last year, I did one. So mine is the classroom, but I actually did, I got myself to animate, like to dance across the screen. I don't remember how. Whoops. She kind of went a little nuts there, but you can have like somebody point their hand and then turn it, like if you wanted to point at it. I know it's not the best, but I was just playing around. But I have the sites for I know. If you want to jazz it up, it tells you how in here. Like this is how you animate emoji. This is just general stuff. Like how do you actually even get the, you can do it right off of Snapchat and it talks about, it's in there. If you want to jazz it up later. Today's task is just to get a basic one done. So I'm going to go to the share board and show you a couple from first hour. And you should go here too. Just type your name in. This is where you're going to share with me as you finish stuff. So you can see there's a number of them in here. Some are more jazzed up than others. Some linked it before they were done, but this Harper's is new. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to go take a look at hers. But she's just got a place for her topic to go in. I'm sorry, guys, at home that my computer's so slow, but I'm almost done. You guys can go play. You can look at some of them, but her topic will go in here. So maybe she's going to be related rates. All right. And then maybe she'll put herself over here pointing at it or something later too. But she's at least got her classroom set up. And then she'll delete these other two slides. So just a title slide today just to play. All right. And you'll turn it in and so you can work these last 20 minutes. If you don't finish, honestly, I'm not doing the full points until we're all done. But today I would say have it a goal to be to link something here. Where was a cool one? I think Erin did a actual Bitmoji of her. It actually looks like her, but there was somebody else's that was interesting. I think Harrison has like fire behind his. I don't know. Lily. And if you Google calculus images too, like somebody threw in addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I kind of like that, but you could actually throw in an integral and a derivative, like if you're going to jazz it up with those kinds. Peyton's was cool. Oh, here's one that was minimalist, but it is actually, it'll look very professional. I like to make them cutesy, but she just did a bit. You can't. That looks actually that stands out to me. And if she like does her topic, and you can see she's probably getting ready to put some images in there and stuff. But you go play. You do it however you want. She's left an open spot, I think, for whatever she gets assigned. She'll put something. You guys can play. I'm going to check in with my distance learners, and I'm also going to stop this recording. So just to repeat, distance learners. Only thing you're tasked with today is making a slide for the title. I might ask you to jazz it up later. Like I might say, you know, I'm going to give you 3 out of 5. You should really put a little bit more on than that. But for now, just go ahead and make a nice one. Any questions from you guys out there so that if you ask me, they're all clear here. I'm going to go back to the Google Meet. And again, this isn't meant to be done outside of class, so you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Once you get good at it, it kind of gets addicting. Like you're going to be on YouTube going, how do I get my thing to revolve around the x-axis and actually look like it? And still be tutorials. All right, so distance learners, before I stop recording, any questions from you guys? Zach, Mason, Jordan, Amy, Alex, Sean? Oh, I've got somebody in the chat. I can hear you. Okay. That was a long time ago. You use shouty caps at me, Zach. Distance learners, I need a thumbs up. I need something to know that you are with me. No questions from Zach. Amy, how are you doing? Any questions on what your task is for today? She's good. Jordan, any questions? I expect, Jordan, you could make a, based on a couple of your, what were they called? What's that site where you have you guys send videos in? Help me out. Flipgrid. I sense yours is going to be kind of cool. All right. We're all good, distance learners. I'm going to stop recording then. If you have any questions, I'll stay in the meet. I'm just going to